Alright, how's it going, everybody? Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Been a couple weeks, so I thought I'd throw a little bit of an update out there. Right here I have a small little sampler glass of the Penny's Pale. It's been on gas now for about 2 weeks, so it's ready to try. So we'll do a little review real quick of it. Let's get in there so you can see it's a nice little golden, slightly copper color. Still a little hazy. Didn't add any gelatin findings or anything like that. I'm still not sure how I feel about gelatin stripping out hop flavors. Some people say it does, some people say it doesn't. I'm not super crazy about getting a clear beer unless it's a lager, so I don't really feel like I'm going to put it in a pale ale. Anyway, so it looks nice to me. Aroma is pretty classic C hops. Just the classic pine and resin on there. Not too strong, but not too bad either. Yeah, this isn't the first time I've had it. I've had a few pints of it actually. It's okay. It's not great. I think when I was measuring out hops, I was supposed to be adding equal parts Cascade, Columbus, and Centennial. I ended up putting a little bit extra Columbus that I didn't really want, and you know, Columbus is definitely the stronger of the three, and if I needed extra of anything, it wouldn't be the Columbus, but it's kind of overpowering it, so you get a little bit of this danky sort of flavor. Push you back more. There we go. Yeah, you get a little bit more of this danky flavor, but it's also kind of bland at the same time, kind of weak. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. It's not a bad beer at all. I'll easily get rid of the keg, but it has a really odd sweetness to it. I can't remember the grain bill off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it was something like 80, 89, 90% two-row and 10% Crystal 60? No, Crystal 40. And I feel like 10% is too high. Maybe it was around like 6 or 7%, but and then we've just got Columbus, Cascade, and Centennial. I think it was a 1.5 or 1 ounce of each, added at flame out, and 1.5 ounce each in dry hop. Which I'm surprised, that's, you know, 4.5 ounces in a 5 gallon. I would assume I'd have a little bit more of a aroma than I do. I mean, I do have a good aroma, but it's not a punch in the face like I was expecting. The other thing that went a little bit different on it is I used the Apollo to bitter it. I think I mentioned it in the previous video. I had used a little online calculator to see what sort of about where my alpha acids would be on my Apollo, since they've been sitting in the freezer, not vacuum sealed or anything. Said they would have gone from about 18.5% alpha acids down to about 13, so I bittered accordingly, and I can tell you right now that wasn't accurate. It was supposed to be bittered to about 40 IBUs, and if I had to guess, I would say this is easily 65 plus 70 IBUs, which is fine. I mean, I love a bitter beer, but you know, I was hoping for this to be a little bit more of a quaffable summer pale ale, not necessarily like a bitter IPA, but all right, whatever. Let's see what else I got going on. Today I actually brewed another beer. It's been a couple weeks. I brewed an American wheat. Well, I guess before I go into the American wheat, I should tell you the surprise that I have. This hat that I have going on here. Let's see if you can get that in frame. Wild Acre Brewing. I'm not actually just a fanboy of Wild Acre Brewing here in Fort Worth. I am actually an employee of Wild Acre Brewing. I actually started last week. I've been working there for a week now. It's insane, guys. Getting to work in a brewery These guys are actually paying me a salary to come to work in a brewery every day. Little do they know I would pay them to go and show up just to be able to be in the brewery. It's been crazy. I've been there for, yeah, like I said, a week now, and I've been doing everything. I'm sort of like the brewery handyman. Me and another guy are just sort of running around doing everything, building merch tables, getting the canning line ready, helping mill grains, empty mash tuns, all kinds of crazy stuff. It's a brand new production brewery here. We still haven't even put anything out on the market yet. Hoping to do that here in the next month or so. So it is pretty damn awesome to be able to jump on a brewery right at the start of everything. So yeah, the brewery has a wheat beer that I helped mill in the 1,800 pound grain bill. Right now we're brewing 30 barrel batches. So I got the grain bill for the wheat that I brewed today actually from work. Just sort of converted it down to a 5 gallon. We're looking at basically 45% two-row, 45% white wheat malt, and then a little bit of honey and crystal tin. Just to kind of round it out, give it a little bit of toastiness, a little bit of extra flavor. Then I thought I wanted to make it a little bit hoppy, not necessarily bitter at all, but just go ahead and throw in there some nice aroma, nice flavor that'd be easy to drink during the summer. So threw in 1.5 ounces each of Amarillo and Citra at flame out, and then I'm going to dry hop it with 1.5 ounces of Amarillo and Citra. Apollo, I bittered it with Apollo. It only ended up being about 0.4 ounces to get me right at about 25 IBUs of the Apollo. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Mashed it in at about aiming for 152, hit about like 151.3, so close enough for me. Ended up with 5.75 gallons in the fermenter. I was looking for 5.5, so that's cool. Hit the 1047 OG smack on the head, so that was awesome too. So my efficiency was 65%, exactly like I planned, which is not bad. It's nice to hit your efficiency exactly the way that you expect it to. Kind of need to figure out how I can get a little bit better though. 65 is not quite there. I know it's a little crazy to be shooting for, you know, something like 85, 90 or something, but if I could get a cool 70 to 75, somewhere around there, that'd be a little better. Yeah, had a friend over to brew today. It's the first time that I've ever really sort of walked somebody through the brewing process, and he was very curious, and it was awesome to kind of be able to just mumble on about, you know, brewing with someone that has no idea what's going on. It's kind of hard to not overwhelm them with information, you know, just kind of throw it all at them. But I didn't get any brew footage of the day. We were, you know, hanging out, sampling some beers on tap, brewing, watching the Rangers sweep the Mariners. It was awesome. Rangers doing great. But I won't go into baseball because I'm sure there's some people out there that disagree with me, but it's all right. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. I'm going to try to stay up consistent a little bit more with the videos now. Now that I'm working a normal schedule, that's the other perfect thing about this brewery, you know, working at the brewery is I'm finally working a normal schedule. Usually go in at about 7:38, usually get out around 4 or 5. Weekends off, which I haven't had in about, well, if you take out the year I went to school, I haven't had my entire working career, so for 10 years. So weekends off is amazing. I almost don't know what to do with myself here with the first weekend off. So of course I brewed. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to throw up a little bit more consistent videos, getting home a little bit early now, not 8, 9, 10 o'clock like I usually was. Yeah, anyway, just wanted to give you guys an update, let you know what's going on. Working at Wild Acre Brewing now. If you happen to be in the DFW area, look out for us here pretty quickly. We're Starting out with 4 flagship beers, and they're phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Should be out in production here within the next few weeks, hitting a few bars, and then we'll be hitting with some cans probably in the next 2 months or so. Yeah, been watching all the videos, been keeping up with them. It's what I do with the spare time at the brewery. If we don't have anything going on, I'm on the phone watching the videos. Everybody's doing a great job. It's hard to kind of keep up with everybody, but I love doing it. So yeah, that's all, guys. Appreciate it. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers.